Guess what we doing today? Look at you with your cute little onesie. Get up there, Memphis. Come on, get up there. Oh, are you yawning, ma'am? Are you yawning? Look at that pretty smile. So you might notice that this setup looks familiar. Look, we're back in the recovery room, which is really just my office turned into a recovery room for the dogs. But why are we in the recovery room, you might ask? And why does Eleanor have the cutest little puppy onesie on in the world? Because if you're not following us on Instagram and Facebook, you might not have seen yet, but little Miss Eleanor finally got spayed, but she also had an elective gastropexy done. Now you may remember when we got Kira spayed, she also had an elective gastropexy done, but since we had it done to Kira, we have a lot of new people, so we posted a story on our Instagram and asked you guys to ask us some questions about Eleanor's spay and her gastropexy. So we're gonna go through and answer some of those questions. What do you think, ma'am? First, she's doing amazing. The vet said she was a model patient. She did really well. What you can't see, and I'm not going to show you, is she does have 2 incisions. She has 1 little incision for the spay and 1 little tiny incision for the gastropexy. You're not allowed to play. Excuse me. We've had this conversation. Kira, I will kick you out of the recovery room. Kira. Eleanor's like, no, Mom said no. Mom said no. Hey. Not allowed. Not allowed. At space. This is the hardest part. For the next 10 days, they're not allowed to play. So the first big question that a lot of you had is, what is an elective gastropexy? What is a gastropexy? What is a gastropexy? Could you get any cuter? Could you get any cuter? Your tooths are hanging out. So a gastropexy is a surgical procedure during which the stomach is sutured or stitched to the body wall. So it is most commonly done in large breed dogs, and it is done to prevent what is commonly known as bloat or GDV, gastric dilation volvus. I'm sure I said that wrong. Maybe we can put the words up on the screen. Bloat is something that we have experienced. If you guys have been around a long time, you know that we experienced bloat with our dog, Oakley. And bloat basically is a very life-threatening condition where the stomach fills up with air and then it can flip over and expand and it traps air and gas in the stomach. That's a really quick rundown of what bloat/GDV is. So we got what was known as an elective gastropexy. An elective gastropexy means we got it done as a preventative. So she was not showing any signs of bloating. Bloat is not common in Huskies, but we had it happen in one of ours. We have had friends that have had it happen in theirs. So we have chosen, ever since going through that, to do this elective gastropexy on our dogs. Eleanor had one done. Kira had one done. Memphis does not have a gastropexy, and that's because she was spayed way before we knew anything about it. But from here on out, I will always have it done to my dogs. A lot of vets don't really tell people that it is an option unless they have a large breed deep-chested dog, because bloat is most common in a large breed deep-chested dog. I will actually, at the end of this video and down in the video description, put a link to some of our videos that we have done about bloat in the past, so you can learn a little bit more about what it is and what we went through with Oakley. Can a gastropexy only be done at the time of spay? No, you can have it done when you spay and neuter your pets. That's an elective gastropexy, like we chose when to have it done. Sometimes it's done as an emergency. Oakley actually had hers as an emergency. If you have a dog that's prone to bloat and you didn't know about it, you can schedule it without a spay. We chose to do it at the same time instead of having to put her under twice. Another question we got, which I really wanted to go over with you guys, is the elective gastropexy expensive? And does the surgery really help to reduce bloat? So to answer the second part of your question, yes, it actually does really help to reduce the chances of bloat. Your dog can still bloat, but it makes it so they can't twist. So hopefully you have more time to get to a vet to get the air released and you don't have to go through a major surgery. So for the other part of your question, is it expensive? Well, I have my bill here and I'm going to go over it with you. So this is our actual bill from the veterinarian's office for everything that we had done. And if you look down here, you can see there is the gastropexy, and that cost us an extra $900. Our total for everything we had done on her was $1,602.76. Now that may seem like a lot for a spay, but I will tell you, an emergency bloat situation will cost you so much more. So we definitely prepare for this. We know it's going to cost a little bit more, but honestly, for the peace of mind, it's worth it to us. And that cost included the spay, the blood work, the pain meds, the anesthesia, everything. That was the total cost of everything. At what age would you recommend getting your dog spayed? So this is something that I think is different for everyone. I think it's something that you really should do your own research on. Talk to your vet, do your own research, talk to your breeder, talk to your friends. There are a lot of groups on Facebook that talk about this as well, but I can give you my personal opinion. Memphis was spayed earlier because I didn't know as much about this at the time, 10 years ago when we got her done. So she was spayed a little bit earlier. Both Kira and Eleanor, we waited until they were over a year old. We wanted to make sure that they went through at least one heat cycle. Eleanor actually went through 2. Kira had only gone through 1. And basically, we just wanted to make sure that their growth plates were fully closed. And again, this is a personal choice for us. Everybody can make this decision on their own. But in our personal opinion, with our Siberian Huskies, we like to wait until they are at least 1 year old before we have this done. I've never heard of a dog surgical suit. Can you show it and talk about it? I love the idea of no cone. So we love the idea of no cone as well, and a surgical suit will work in a lot of situations, but not necessarily all of them. As you can see here, Eleanor has on a surgical suit. This is a little recovery onesie, and it has some snaps in the back. Can I show them your snaps? So it goes around the tail, has snaps in the back. You can make it a few different sizes. Inside of this specific suit, there is a little snap as well. So when you need to pull it up so they can go to the bathroom, you unsnap it, roll it up, wrap that snap around, then they can go outside and you don't have to take the entire thing off. It is very breathable. It is very stretchy. Nice and stretchy. See that? Super stretchy. She's like, oh, super stretchy. But at the same time, her incisions, like I said, she has 2. It keeps her from licking them. She can't reach them. But she doesn't have to wear that uncomfortable cone and try to walk around with the cone on. She's like, Mom, I'm unsnapped. Will you please snap me back together? I will put some Amazon affiliate links to some of this stuff down in the video description below. Male dogs can get bloat too. So is a Gastropexy good for them as well? Yes. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. When you get your male dog neutered, you can talk to your vet about having it done at the same time as an elective Gastropexy. Eleanor is a crazy active dog. What is your plan to stimulate her through her recovery without her moving too much? Well, plan number 1 is the recovery room. This is actually where I'm sleeping. This is a queen size mattress that was out of our spare bedroom, so we have been sleeping in here for the next few days. She has to go outside on a leash. She does not go outside with the other dogs for the next 10 days, which kind of sucks. I do have some puzzle toys and some things like that that she's been using to eat dinner, just to kind of give her a little bit of extra stimulation. We do have some toys in here and of course a water dish and things like that. And even though she is a really, really active dog, she's actually been doing pretty good. The biggest thing is when Kira wants to get too crazy, I have to separate them. And I do have a little baby gate in the hallway that sometimes I have to send Kira out of here and just let them calm down. What is the preparation process before getting your dog spayed? So for us, we work from home, which makes things a little bit easier. I would advise, if you don't work from home, if you work away from home, maybe scheduling a few days off or trying to schedule it around like a weekend if you have weekends off so that you can be there for at least a few days with your dogs. If you can't, I think making sure that you have a safe place for them, whether that be a crate, a kennel, a recovery room, if you can have cameras so you can keep an eye on them while you're not at home. Really, I just want to make sure that everything will go as easy as planned. If you have, she's doing the circle. She's got to figure the circle. I got to figure out exactly where to lay, and I'm going to lay not looking at you. Nope, change my mind. If you have friends or family that can come check on your dog if you can't be home with them, that also helps. But for us, the preparation mainly was getting the recovery room ready. You're gonna lay down again facing the wrong way. She's like, I gotta fluff this. This is not as fluffy as I would like it to be. Please make it fluffier. Do you give her meds to help her stay calm for the 10 days? So the vet did give us some medication to help her stay calm, but I don't know how much you know about Huskies. Huskies don't really like medication that makes them feel funny. They tend to fight it. Every Husky I've ever had does this. So we don't like to use it if we don't have to. I have been using CBD calming treats. She's been getting those twice a day, which I do think kind of calms her down a little bit. I think those are easier on her system than the actual medication. I believe they gave me trazodone. I do have it if I need it, but I'm trying not to give it to her. She is on painkillers, and she's on an anti-nausea medication for a couple of days because they went in there and they messed with her stomach. So they want to make sure that she doesn't throw up. That's one of the big things you have to watch for after an elective gastropexy is you really want to pay attention to vomiting, you know, if any of that happens, you need to contact your vet immediately. Y'all are amazing! Oh, well, thank you so much. I was curious if an older dog can get an elective gastropexy. Yep, as I said earlier, it can be done on an older dog. We just try to choose to do it when they're getting spayed instead of having to have them put under more than once. But if you have an older dog that's having a different procedure done and going under, I mean, you could always talk to your vet and see if it's something that could be done if you want to have it done. Now, I don't want to scare you guys. Again, bloat is common in large breed, deep-chested dogs. Again, doesn't mean it can't happen to any dog. It can happen to any dog. This is just because it's something we've experienced and we've been through. It is something we like to do as a preventative. And I really do want to use our platform to educate people about this because a lot of people have no idea. I was very fortunate that I knew what bloat was. So when it happened to Oakley the first time, I knew exactly what to do. I still have a bloat kit. I keep my bloat kit with us in our dog first aid kit. It goes everywhere with me. I will put a link to it down in the video description below if you guys are interested in getting your own bloat kit. I highly recommend that if you get one, you have your vet teach you how to use it. Hello, ma'am. Are you happy over here? She's like, oh, I'm still happy over here. So we hope that that answers a lot of your questions. If you have other questions, you can leave them in the comments below and we will do our best to try to answer them as we can. As you guys know, we've been through bloat before and I feel like it's very important to use our platform to educate people on the different ways they can prevent this or what it is so that you can be prepared. Eleanor is recovering very, very well. If you guys want to keep up with her updates, you can always follow us on Instagram or Facebook at GonetotheSnowDogs as I try to do a little more real-time updates on both of those platforms. You can also follow us at youtube.com/snowdogsvlogs. We upload 4 videos a week over there, so you get to see the dogs a little bit more than you do here. Look at you. She's like, I'm really good. I am. I listen really good. I think the dogs kind of know when we're in here and we stay calm that this is what this is. This is a calming room. This is a nice little place. I do use the Adaptil as well. Let me show you that. This is something else that I use when the dogs are recovering from surgery is this Adaptil spray. I usually spray this in here about once a day. It's just a little pheromone spray. It really can help to calm them down as well. But as you can see, they're doing pretty good. Alright, you guys, we hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive, dream big, and we will see you again soon. Can I get that fluff? Let me get that fluff. What do you think? She's like, I'm going back to bed. You cute little thing. Alright, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive, dream big, and we will see you again soon. Say goodbye, partying.